Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. How you doing? Hi, the kids. I am Q, the Costa Rican coach of the Chicago Dragapults. Yes, sir. They're right there. We are back here on the channel with another draft analysis. This time, we're in the United Pokemon Alliance, otherwise known as the UPA, otherwise known as hosted by the homie JB Westside and I believe Lieutenant Gold as well. Everyone forgets about him. Because I saw a few other people's draft analyses already. Because, you know, plot twist, we're doing this very late. What was I saying? I feel like I watched somebody else's draft analysis and they said that it was hosted, or the commissioner was JB Westside. And I'm pretty sure that last season I thought he was also the only commissioner. But then I was put on to the fact that it is co-ran by both him and Lieutenant Gold. And if I'm wrong and I just imagined that conversation, then so be it. But either way, we're here in the UPA for Season 2. And we're just going to get right up into it, man. The first Pokemon we ended up taking was a Pokemon that I wanted to use again, because I've used it before. And it was, if you guessed it, guesses in the chat. Can we guess? Can we guess? Rillaboom. Oh, snap. I got to switch the face. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, man. We're just good at this. Yeah, man. Rillaboom. Such a good Pokemon, bro. Slap a choice band on it. You can't go wrong with using a choice band. You just can't. You just trust me. I've tried it. I've tried going wrong. It just does damage to everything. To everything. To everything, bro. Look at him. He's ready to see his father click some damn buttons, because that's what I did all season long in the UBL where I had him last. Now we got him in the UPA, hoping to that I think. Well, I'll say that at the end, but I think this team might be better built around said Rillaboom than the last team was. I guess you guys can, it could be up for interpretation, you know what I'm saying? but yeah, disregarding even the choice band set, SD Life Orb, and all of a sudden now the flying types that are supposed to counter the Rillaboom are getting O-code. It's weird. It's crazy stuff, man. Assault Vest that tanks some hits. I actually really like the Assault Vest set. In my opinion, it probably goes choice band, SD, Assault Vest is probably my top 3 favorite sets. But then you got the Grassy Seed Acrobatics set, which is kind of crazy. It sets its own grassy terrain, obviously, so you can only use it once, though. Like, you switch it in, it pops the Grassy Seed, gets a +1 defense. All of a sudden, Acrobatics is now doing double the damage it was supposed to be doing. And all of a sudden, now the Bug Fire type, I'm looking at you. Send a Scorch. It's not a counter anymore. It's just not. Unless it gets the Flame Body, of course. Then it's like, oh, damn, that kind of sucks. But Rillaboom. Super good Pokemon. Super good Pokemon. And then I like to pair my pick 1s with a pick 2 that either hard counters the first pick or that very much complements it in terms of offensive capabilities. We went with the counter this time. We took Zapdos. Last time we had Rillaboom, we had a Cantonian Bird in Moltres, Fire Flying type. This time, we took a Zapdos. Electric Flying. Has a nice little base 100 speed tier, so it's a little bit faster than your average bird. Also gets the static ability, which if you make contact with my boy here, he has a 30% chance to just straight up paralyze you, bro. Imagine touching somebody and getting paralyzed. It'd be insane. I would be pissed. 30% of the time, it works every time. So hopefully I can do that. Also, Zapdos just has a lot of offensive capabilities, to be honest. With Hurricane, it's so when I was spoilers, I already did week 1. When I was prepping for week 1, I was like, okay, I'd love a good stab flying type move here. It would put in a lot of work. And then I'm like, okay, Air Slash. Nope. And I'm like, because I knew it got Hurricane, right? It doesn't get Air Slash, though. It gets Hurricane. It doesn't get Air Slash. If you want a nice, strong stab flying type move, you have a 30% chance to miss because Hurricane's only 70% accurate. But, yeah, it is what it is. Still, it's like, I was like, damn, man. It's a good Pokemon, but definitely needs a more reliable flying stab. It does get Brave Bird, I think. I think it does get Brave Bird. But either way, I don't know, man. Zapdos. Can't wait to use it. Up next, I took another base 100 super offensive Pokemon. Volcarona, with access to the Flame Body ability, which if you make contact with it, you can get burned. Which we more or less might not be going for in terms of, like, preparing for a match. But, like, if we're in the battle, Volcarona's at a little bit of HP, and I know they're going to go for a physical attack. Might switch it in to get that last-ditch Flame Body 30% chance burn to nerf it. Hopefully not. I mean, hopefully we do. But hopefully that doesn't come to that, because I want to use Volcarona as like an end game, early game, mid game sweeper, brother. Volcarona gets access to Quiver Dance and a lot of coverage. All I'm saying is, don't let this bug dance in front of you, man. You're not going to like it. You won't like it. Trust me, you just won't. It's going to click buttons, brother. Hopefully. That's the plan anyways. So yeah. Started it off with a nice little mixture, getting Rillaboom as a very comfort pick, and then, you know, 2 brand new Pokemon I've never used before, Zapdos and Volcarona. I thought that was pretty cool. Rounded off with a 4th. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't remember any of these mons that I picked outside of the top 3. I'm going to guess that this... It is Seismitoad. I was going to guess Seismitoad. Someone drafted Fishy Boy Rend. Got to get a Water Absorb mon. Seismitoad's a good ground type as well. Like, it's not just a mon that you're only going to bring when you fight a strong water type. You're going to bring it a lot of times if you're fighting a nice electric type that doesn't get grass stab. You're fighting a nice electric type that doesn't get grass coverage. Or you're just fighting a any, you know, physically offensive. I don't know. Seismitoad's a good defensive Pokemon. Yeah. And it makes me not just lose to Fish, even though it's really not doing much back to it, to be honest. So they could just like run sub and just whittle me down or whatever. But Seismitoad gets rocks. It's a good rocker. Needed a ground type, water type. Seismitoad. Up next, I believe we picked Drapion, our dark poison type. Now, typically when I like to draft a dark type, I go for Mandibuzz, obviously, and you know, because it's the best dark type, I think, one of the best, defensively speaking. And Drapion does still have a decent amount of defensive stats, but he's a little more offensive than your average bear. Base 95 speed, decent ass attack, it's access to SD, the sniper ability, cross poison, knockoffs, night slash, all that good stuff. It's a Drapion, man. It gets T-Spikes as well, which I'm looking forward to trying to pull off. And yeah, man, just a strong poison dark type that I really wanted to try out. Another new mon that I haven't tried before. Seismitoad was a mon we've used before. And Drapion wasn't. So I'm very eager to see what Drapion can add to the squad outside of just being a T-Spikes dark type poison. Up next, Gardevoir. This is your Psychic Fairy Gardevoir. You can't go wrong with it, man. It can click a goddamn button with Moonblast, stab Psychic, stab Moonblast, base 80 speed tier, slap a Choice Scarf on that girl, slap a Specs. Ain't nobody switching into Specs Gardevoir. Ain't nobody. Ain't nothing. I usually like to have my fairy types to be a lot more bulkier. But, you know, in a 20-man draft, not everyone's getting a bulky fairy, man. And it was either this or like a Romatis, which it's a good fairy, but not how I like to use it. So I don't know. It was either this or I think it was either this or Romatis at the point of me drafting, which is crazy. A lot of fairies got taken very early on. A lot of good fairies too. So obviously we took Gardevoir, but Gardevoir can be still ran defensively if you really wanted to. But it's a good Pokemon. And I can't wait to use it again. I believe I got to use it in my very first ever draft league that I was in, a Wi-Fi base, but that one ended prematurely. We don't got to talk about that. We already talked about that a lot on this channel. But yeah. And then at pick number 7, we ended up taking Frostlast. Oh, reliable Frostlast. If you guys have been on this channel, you know how much I like using Frostlast. It gets access to Spikes this generation, which is amazing for it. Also gets the Poltergeist and Triple Axle moves that are new, which I have yet to get to utilize in a positive form. Because I believe I brought it to the semifinals of the UBL, and it literally bit me in the ass that I had Poltergeist over Shadow Ball. Because I ended up knocking off a Primarina like turn 1, and yeah, it was just a bunch of stuff. Anyways, Frostlast. Love Frostlast. Ice Stab is just really good as well in draft, because a lot of people's teams are just weak to Ice. It's just what it is. And Frostlast with that base 110 speed is a really good endgame cleaner. But I use it a lot as like a Sash lead Spikes user. So I don't know. I'm really trying to get out of that. Not get out of it completely, but like, you know, in terms of like surprising my opponent, throwing them off with like a nice offensive Frostlast. I mean, like, I still bring it offensively when I use Spikes anyway. So it's like, you know what I mean. Up next, we got Max Attacker. Wait for it, kids. Stack Attacker. You know how much I love drafting Ultra Beast, guys. Had to get another one. Stack Attacker. Didn't really get to utilize him as much as I would have liked to in the UPBA. At the time of recording this, we're actually still in the running for the playoffs. I'm actually doing that semifinals match tomorrow? Or the day after that? I'm doing it soon. I don't even remember if I'm bringing Stack Attacker. I actually don't remember. But yeah, didn't really get to utilize it that much in the UPBA, so I wanted to get a second shot at it. Plus, needed a Steel type. I didn't really draft Steel types a lot, so I really wanted to get one. At least in this league, because I think in the couple other leagues I'm in, I actually don't have one. So yeah, Stack Attacker. Stack Attacker. Up next, we took the Druddigon as our Dragon type. It was between this, I think it was Haxorus as well, but I wanted to save, I had another pick in mind that I wanted to say, because I have a lot of points left over, basically, is what I'm trying to say for these next couple picks. Druddigon is nice defensive, gets Rough Skin, you can put Rocky Helmet on, and it'll be punishing U-turners and physical attackers, all this sort. Gets Stealth Rocks as well, if I want to do that. Gets access to Glare, also gets like Hone Claw, Scale Shot, Gunk Shot. You can use Druddigon a number of ways in draft. A lot of people do use it defensively, though, with that old rough skin shenanigans going on. And then I believe this pick was the big money spender. I believe I was one of like the last couple teams that had a lot of points to spend in the last couple rounds. So we ended up taking Big Conk Kelder for like 15 points. This man, I used him in INT Season 1. Didn't use him for a lot of games, but I used him very offensively. Choice Band, Flame Orb. I love this Pokemon. This man just clicks buttons. Gets access to Close Combat and Mach Punch. Choice Band and Mach Punch from this, I think it's like base 140 attack. Conkeldurr, Big Conk, coming in, swinging his, what are those called? I don't know. Swinging his big old, I was going to say steel beams, but that's concrete beams. He's swinging, bro. He's swinging. He also gets access to Defog randomly. He's a good Pokemon, man. Good Pokemon. But with that being said, that does round up the draft. But wait, there's more. That was not staged. We have 1 point left. And someone in the chat said, brother, if you don't pick this Pokemon, you're not real. And I said, sir, you don't got to tell me twice. We took Dracula with 1 point left. Look at this boy. We technically got the mascot with Dracula X Dreepy, just missing the Dragapult. It has base 102 speed. I've actually used Dracula in a draft league before, and it actually ended up hard countering a Togekiss. Don't ask me how I did it, but I did it, and it was amazing. Oh wait, he's shiny Dracula. Hi, shiny Dracula. It's not as good quality as the other one, but shiny Dracula. Either way, bro, you guys think I'm not gonna try and bring Dracula and try and sweep with it? I will. It still gets Dragon Dance. It still gets Sucker Punch. It still gets Outrage? It might get Outrage. I know it still gets Phantom Force. I might be making this stuff up, but I know it still gets Dragon Dance. That's all I know. The one time I used it, I believe I went Scarf Draco Meteor, because they had a Dragapult and it countered them. But spoilers, actually, we're fighting the Dragapult user of the draft league in week 1, but I did not bring the Dracula. Spoilers. But I won't tell you how it goes. You got to tune in next week on Sunday to check it out. Make sure you check out all the other coaches' links in the description down below as well. Go check out their draft analyses and wait for Sunday for their week 1s. Also, give me some nickname ideas for some Pokemon in the chat. I already got nicknames for I kind of need a nickname for Zapdos. I already got a nickname for like Rillaboom, Volcarona, Seismitoad. I guess Drapion might need one. Wouldn't you know, if I hear a good nickname, I'm gonna use it. Is basically what I'm saying. Like if you got a good nickname for like Conkeldurr or something, I'll use it. Got a good Dracula is either Big Sister or something else. Yeah, I usually named it Big Sis because like it's like the Dracloak itself is the Big Sis, and then the Dreepy on top is like the little brother. You know, it's like little brother. It's like I got you. You know what I'm saying? If you're liking this song, you saw what you like. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. If you're hyped for some UPA battles, let me know in the comment section down below. Leave a like on the video, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.